and the universe is really, we're plugged into the universe, and the universe is plugged into us, and I think that we can do anything we want to do.
Yeah,
I really believe that with our minds, and that's the way I feel. I think lasers are wonderful. I think it's actually the way of the future. But I think the mind is so powerful, Fred, that we have, I just think we're just touching the surface with our minds right now in a way that we've never been able to do before.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, it's been wonderful working with a lot of people. As a matter of fact, two women that I think you were talking to had called me. I believe it was Marjorie and Rebecca, who are coming up to my, I believe one's in Brooklyn. I forget what the other person is. They're coming up to my place of business next month.
Well, that'll be good.
Yeah, they want to take a look at the projectors, and they want to see what's going on in my room. And I explained to them that I have a 600-foot vertical, just a tremendous mass of energy that's coming in from heaven, a vortex, more or less, and it's about 600 or 700 feet high that we can see it, and it spreads out about 6 or 7 miles that we've been able to feel. So the projectors are extremely powerful, and they're becoming even more powerful. I truly believe that the projectors, you talk about the way of the future. I think the projectors are going to be the way of the future, Fred. There's no question in my mind.
Yeah, that's interesting technology. I'm learning a lot from it, and I'm sure we'll take it to another level. But right now, they seem to be doing just fine. You know.
Yeah.
We have redesigned the one that you wear around your neck.
Right.
Much higher, powerful entity than it was. But the other ones are still fine. But we're probably within another month we'll be taking orders for the new ones.
Yeah.
I'll be looking at the first one next week. It took a little while because when we design these molds, it's a mold is $4,000 or $5,000, and they have to be done on a CNC machine.
Yeah.
And we actually told them one, just throw it in the trash. I didn't like it, so they tossed it.
Gotcha.
So people wonder why these things are not exactly the cheapest thing on the planet. Well, when you realize development costs, remember. We actually had the design of the projector back in the early 80s, right after the receptor was given to us. But we couldn't even begin to produce a receptor then, let alone a projector, because the geometry was too difficult for any kind of a machine tool or computer program at the time. So we had to use what's called a pantograph to make the receptor. Unfortunately, we couldn't use the pantograph on a projector because we wouldn't be able to cast it because it requires a reverse mold. So therefore, that we have to have special aluminum molds now, which we do have, to make this stuff possible. It's a nightmare. It really is.
Well,
that's the production side of it. So you guys are out there doing the healing side of it. I bring these things in as a scientist, and then I turn the designs over to people like you, healers, and you healers are out there. And I don't claim to be one, by the way. I help people get well, but you guys are doing it every day, and so I'm not in your league anymore. So it's important to get all this feedback. Now, do you wear your projector quite a bit?
Oh yeah, I wear my projector and nuclear receptor. I have an 18-karat gold nuclear receptor with the pavé on it, the platinum pavé with diamonds, and that seemed to up the energy about 500% ever since I added that pavé on.
Okay.
And the nuclear receptor seems to be working very well with the projector that I wear. That's 18-karat gold with the platinum bridge and the diamonds in it. And I've been able to perform a lot of things with that that seem to be adding a lot more energy to my own ability.
Yeah. Now, do you feel as we move around the Pleiades that you feel there's a change, I think, in the energy of these systems, right?
Well, the projectors that are up on the wall are definitely becoming a lot more powerful and a lot more potent. I was looking at a projector on a wall today that that David had, and it was just nothing but pure white light when I was looking at his projector. And I was able to touch it and change the energy going through David. So I know that experimenting with that, there's going to be a lot more to do with the mind. I can't even comprehend it right now, but I know that it can be done.
Yeah. Now you're very much on the alignment of these things on the wall.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I know. I always have people. I always refer people to you to position the units when they get them.
I usually tell them about either 6 feet to 5 feet 10, and put them up on the wall and to stand them vertically. And I move them up maybe about 2 or 3%. In other words, I take the bottom part of the projector and raise it up about 2 or 3%, and that actually gives you a tremendous amount of energy that comes through the projector even more. And again, I could tell the people that I did have the Andromedans come in my room. I was taken to their planet. A lot happened to me. My chakras were doubled in size. So these things really, really happen. They really do work, and the projectors are a powerful tool, a very, very powerful tool.
Now, when this happens, what about other people that put these things, assemble these systems into their?
Well, we had one about 3 weeks ago. A young fellow was in, I forget what state. I think it was Iowa.
Yeah.
I believe it was Iowa, and he set up the projectors the way that I had told him to, and he had ships landing on his fields. So
wow.
I presume, I think we talked about that maybe 2 or 3 visits ago, but I remember him telling me that he had the Andromedans land on his land. And so I believe that a lot more is going to happen. Tremendous more is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be very, very aware of what's going on with your product, Fred.
Yeah, it seems to be getting out there pretty good right now. It's not only really mine, but we produce it here, but it's really an Andromedan design.
Yes.
Why do you think it's so critical that these things have to be up so high? Why can't people put them on a floor?
You can put them anywhere as you want. You can put them on a floor. You can put them on a table. You can put them anywhere as you want. I'm not saying that wouldn't be a bad idea. When I ordered mine, I put them up on the ceiling. It's about 5 feet 10 inches up on the wall, and I have it north, south, east, and west.
Right.
And excuse me.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Right. And after making that setting, I've seen that the actual room disappear. My room would actually disappear right in front of me, and some of my clients. And it looked like heaven. We were looking through, it looked almost like heaven. I know that the room disappeared, and I saw my client, but I suspect if somebody walked in, that they wouldn't have seen us at all.
Yeah. Well, how many of your clients see this stuff?
I've only had one, Fred, that's happened with, and it's happened with me one time by myself in the room.
Oh, cool.
But the top of the building actually would disappear, and that disappears a lot for me. And there is a pyramid that appears, and a Andromedan ship to the right of the room of the pyramid, and that would be on the eastern side of the wall. And it's quite big. It's a very, very big ship. And so I've been able to see the pyramid above my room, actually, and the top of as I said, the room would actually disappear. And the roof would actually be gone, and I'd be looking at the ship and the pyramid all at the same time with all the gorgeous colors that appear with it. So there is a lot going on in my room. I suspect there's a lot going on in a lot of people's rooms. Whether they see it or not, there's a lot going on, Fred. I think that people are opening up to a tremendous amount of energy. We have to keep our minds very disciplined with this equipment, because it's nothing to play with. This is a real McCoy.